as the head man at Green Bay in his 4th season. Time now for the Safeway lineups. Pepperdine, we mentioned that Davis will come off the bench, so we'll see what Jeff has to offer. They start 3 forwards with Jesperson, Lane, and Malty Kramer. To the backcourt for the Phoenix, Sykes documented his tremendous play off the top. Fulton gets the start as well against Harvard. Greg May is to jump center against Maine. Opening tap controlled by the Phoenix Green Bay preseason number of the Horizon League.
Pepperdine sought some man defense. We think they're going to play some zone, but you start out in man.
Alec Brown at the high post against Lane. And that's 3 seconds on Brown. Touch him.
That's your man. You like him a lot, Brent, right? You're high on him.
I do. He's coming off of the 3rd triple in school history. Last Saturday, 15 points, 10 boards, and 10 blocks. Lane lays it in. First bucket of the game for Pepperdine.
Good job by Pepperdine. They attacked the 2-1-2 zone press, threw over it. Got a basket inside for Lane. Transfer from UCLA.
This is Shootout for Green Bay. One thing we noticed at shoot-around today for the Phoenix, they got some guys they look the part. Brown is one of them, rolls it in for his first bucket, and we're tied.
Back into the press. 2-1-2 zone press here by Green Bay.
Pepperdine off to a 4-1 start, only lost State, and the turnover here, and the Phoenix gets it back. 12-18 last year for Pepperdine. West Coast picked 10th going into this season in their league, and their trip to this Great Alaska Shootout. It in very quickly off the Green Bay bench. Fouls out front for Sykes off the bounce. Lost it. Late whistle. And a bump against the Waves, and it's Brooks.
Referees are calling it a lot tighter, as you know, Brent, this year, but that was a foul. He whacked him.
Now, Brooks is from Brooklyn, just like you, so on the playground, and that thing doesn't get called.
A little partial to Brooklyn guys. I'm trying to be neutral, like countries that are neutral.
Fouls, rifles it in, back door, Sykes the finish.
Back to the press. A 1-2-2 zone, 4 to court. Trying to get the Waves a little bit out of sync, bother them a little bit.
Jeremy made it out front, 4.6 assists per game, runs the point for the Waves. Kramer drops it. Here comes Lane. He gets Garrett through the lane, and Lane scores.
But a big fella. Brendan Lane, 6'9" senior. Rockland,
tied at 4, 2 minutes deep. Night number 2 here in Anchor. Tulsa and TCU have already advanced from last night. 2-1 start for the field. Fulton elevates, and he buries a 3 for this team, which won 18 games out of a Horizon League a season ago.
Zone press back to the zone. Green Bay makes him play twice against the press and also against the zone. Big guy fouls to the top of trouble. Long and lean, 6'7".
10 on the shot clock. Brooks, wild shot off, tap no, foul on the rebound.
Green Bay really moves without the ball. Time. Nice pass from Fouls. Backdoor by Sykes, the talented junior point guard. Nice hoop, Phoenix. Ryan Wardle's a fabulous job, as you mentioned before. He was a terrific player, marked 1,700 points.
Man, fantastic career. It was a pleasure to talk to. He boasts the passion they have for basketball. You don't always get that. You got good players, but in the game, he's got that.
He wants guys with chips on their shoulder. But you had a chip on your shoulder when you were young. That's
sure.
Why you climbed the ladder. You know, you got to have a little bit of an edge, right? And I like your edge.
Okay. The foul against Lamine Fulton as Garrett back to the Green Bay. Marty Wilson, the third-year head coach at Pepperdine. Now, you came into my house and said I'm going to give you a scholarship to go to Pepperdine, Malibu, on the ocean. I'm in, son.
Yeah, gorgeous place. Here we go. Fight fire with fire. Pepperdine in a loose three-quarter court, zone press, and they go back to man-to-man. Green Bay went back from their zone press zone. Both these teams are worried about the big guys and the other squad.
Through the lane, Craig Mays, and he draws the whistle. Mays is one of those guys that look at him, see him shoot around, and he says, this guy's a big-time player.
Exactly. Yep. Very impressive. This is probably the most athletic Green Bay team ever. Nice job attacking the basket by Mays. Good call, got fouled with the arm.
Mays knocks in the first. This is a team, Green Bay, that led their conference in field goal percentage defense, rebounding margin, as well as blocks. The emphasis is on in that program with Brian Warner.
Yep. Tough guy, side of Chicago, and he wants guys with a chip on their shoulder, somebody that are hungry.
They've got the early lead by 3 minutes in. Jeremy Page, Jesperson with the finish. Corner 3, short, that time from Fulton. Major comes the other way.
Now, Green Bay's changing it.
Knocked away. Good D that time by foul. Sykes one-on-one with Major, and he stripped him. Lane turned it back over to Sykes. Faust into the hands of Lane. To the rim. Not there. Alec Brown can do that.
The 3.
He didn't show up against Wisconsin. And that tape we saw was against the Badgers, a game they almost won. And he had an off night that night until the bitter end.
You're on fire now. You're assistant prospects. No, you're right. He's talented. He'd rather be on the outside. He'd rather shoot the 3.
9 to shoot. Multi Kramer raises up, rattles out, and fouls out. Baseline J. Mays too strong. Brown the board. Sykes, not this time. Another crack at it, won't go. Partially blocked, laying there defensively. Major on Faust, high off the glass and in. I like the pace to this one early.
Exactly. I think the pace favors Green. A little more athletic, a little more experienced.
Brown again, time short. Kramer rips it down.
Stacey Davis coming in now with some teammates. Leading scorer for the Waves. I got to give Coach a lot of credit. Coach Wilson a lot of credit. Right, he's late for practice. You know, it's his franchise, 19 points a game. Hey, by the rules. Punish a top player that everybody else could afford.
Yeah, good point.
Let him get up.
Tough shot to finish. Malcolm Brooks. There's a junior in New York. Averages 6 points a game.
His best player for being late. If you punish your best player, then everybody else is going to conform. If you make 2 rules, your top guys and other people, then you have problems.
He's in there. Stacey Davis, leading School Coast Conference, nearly 20 a game at number 5. Mills in the game as well. Austin Mills has it right here.
He's their emotional leader. Stacey
takes the lob right here, hit the bottom of the glass. Kramer baseline, and Kramer got blocked by Mays.
Some contact there, they're letting go. He didn't read the memo.
4 of 11 start for Greenfield. Mays elevates and buries it. It's a 2 for Mays. He both ends here. And Green Bay back in front by 2.
Green Bay gets out of the quarter court. 1-2-2 zone press. Back to man-to-man. They want to change these. On Pepperdine, I'm going inside to my big guy. Brandon Lane or Davis.
Past that time by Mills. They need better guard play. That's another thing Wilson talked to us about today. Guys off the bench like Mills, Van Dyke, or Nico Scowen, or the star major Malcolm Brooks. There's Davis right there. Nearly 20 points per game to go rebounds. And the West Coast Conference newcomer of the year last season.
Pepperdine to 2-2 matchup zone press. You're worried about the inside game, and I'm worried about the quickness. Trying to stop his penetration.
Garrett leans in. It's Garrett, senior from Chicago. One of those players who've been able to kind of sneak out of there. I mean, they're a good team, you know, all the Big Ten schools around there, but you know, Coach Ward will tell you there's so much talent that guys get overlooked in the state of Illinois, and we've been able to pick up some of those.
Chicago's a great city for basketball. You know, you lived there for a long time. They love basketball. Not too far away, Milwaukee. About an hour, 15 minutes or so. And guys can be away from home, but not too far away from home.
Love parries one. Carrington Love, sophomore from Milwaukee, off the bench, and it's 16-14.
Green Bay coming in was only a 30% accuracy from three-point land, so job early on downtown.
Lane, the back down, draws the double. Tough shot, rattles in. Vince Garrett splits the double, and he's at the line. Good shooting early for Garrett Love and company.
Really surprising and very impressive. So got to give Brian Wardle and the staff a lot of. Get some very talented guys.
Their game is to get more pins this year. Turn teams over and get easy buckets. They've been successful early in the season. Garrett misses on the first. Great loss so far, again, Wisconsin in it until the very end. Had a shot, had a cuts at it to tie the game late and at least get it to overtime. Dropped it by 3.
They were ahead in the second half by 4 points or so a couple of times, and did a great job. Virginia coming in now next week, so a lot of excitement for basketball from Green Bay.
Well said, the schedule really sets up nicely for them once they get into Horizon League play.
It's trapped by the Phoenix. Man-to-man, they trapped the pass. North Carolina does. Roy Williams.
Davis gets a double, rifles it out. Mills left it short. Garrett slicing in.
I think this game is a little more aggressive and physical than we thought. Referees are letting a lot go. They're doing a good job, but they're letting some contact go.
Mills lobs to Davis. Again against the double. Stepped by Garrett. Wardle wanted to eliminate paint touches. They've done a pretty good job of that in the opening 10 minutes. Foul away from the ball, offense. And Green Bay gets it back.
Checking in for the Phoenix, number 12.
Hey. Good call. Moving screen by the Waves. Move. Nicholas Scouten.
Nico Scowen with a career threes. I mean, long distance shooting definitely his forte. Which is 8 a game. Brown screens for Garrett here. Full. Garrett pulls it. Got it.
Nice job. Penetrating pitch by Fulton.
– 16, largest lead for the Phoenix. That's an arm bar on Fulton, a little bit too tight. With it to Nico Scowen.
Nice job here by Fulton. Penetrate. He kicks it out. Winds it up right now. Vincent Garrett, the transfer from Rutgers, buried it. Ball by the Phoenix. Fulton to knock down a shot, but he also get in the lane. Tough little guard, Philadelphia.
He's on the bench. Beg your pardon, there with 2 early fouls now. Mentioned Garrett, that 3. He's now 4 of 6 from long distance, so we get 63% from the field overall.
Green Bay's in a match. 1-2-2. Big guy at the top of the zone. Faust, 6'7", so that caught him.
3 is in there for Scowen. That's what he does. Now 101 made 3s in his career. Darts in. Garrett kept it alive, but into the hands and Davis. Scowen. Garrett got it.
He's on fire.
He's now 5 of 7 from long range this season. Back to 7, and the team 5 of 7 from long range here tonight.
Just the opposite. As we mentioned before, only 30% from three-point land, so you never know. The game's a whole unique experience, a whole different circumstance.
Major floats in and scores. And I like watching Jeremy Major.
You like him, huh?
Well, they said Major and the rest of the backcourt has got to step up. Didn't play well last time out. Garrett, baseline, no. Pepperdine at 4-1 off their best 5 starts. He's 0-4-0-5, and Major again. That's nifty.
We got a shootout at the OK Corral here, Brent.
You said it. 26-20. Love for the answer. Tapped out by Brown. Kept it alive for Sykes. Faust in the lane. And he's at the line. With his team leading by 3 as we get to the under 8.
We got a shootout here in Anchorage, Alaska. Shootout at the OK Corral. Ducking and ducking, heaving and leaving. Vince Garrett from way downtown.
For it here on Thanksgiving.
Exactly. We want to thank our armed forces all over the world for protecting us and us be here in a wonderful tournament here in Anchorage, Alaska, and all they do for us. And I want to thank their families for sacrifice when their husbands and wives are away.
Faust has the first one off. Green Bay by 3 at 7:27 before halftime.
Like the pace of the game, we had 2 wonderful games last night. We're going to have 2 tonight.
Missed them both. The lead stays at 26-20. Tulsa and 2 advanced last night to the semifinals. The winner of this one will face Denver or Harvard in the other semifinal. Kevin Finley in off the bench here for Green Bay. They've gone pretty deep here in his staff.
Back to the zone now. Trying to protect. Worried about Stacey Davis, the big guy, Lane.
Scowen drills another. That's all for Nico Scowen. Brown against Lane. Lane took it.
Leave a lot of contact.
If you were on the bench, you'd be aggressively counseling Davis. How about that step back? Wow. Timeout, Green Bay.
8 from three-point land, 75% for the big fella. Got a leader. He's only a sophomore. He was late for the practice, but those things happen. But he's a wonderful young man and a terrific, great credit to Pepperdine University, and nice to see do so well.
He scored 20 or more in each of the first 4 games. His most recent game was the only one he didn't get to 20. Sykes, look at him inside. Couldn't finish though. Maybe got away with a foul. Out of bounds. It'll be Pepperdine basketball.
Coach Brian Ward, I'm saying something. You know what I mean? We're getting some whack. We're getting hit. At least let them know. Saying supposed to be freedom of movement. We've seen some movement, guys' arms up. That's not the movement that the referees are supposed to do. Officials, right? But I think there's a lot of contact now.
I'm just hearkening back to you know, over there on the bench, the facial expressions, and again, some of the counseling you did to the officials back in your.
It wasn't exactly a walk in the country, you know that. But I mean, I got my money's worth. When I got a tee, I got a tee.
He definitely
earned it.
Yeah, there's no reason to kind of get a tee.
No, I felt good about it.
Scowen, this one rattles, pulled down by Faust. 29-26, Pepperdine on a 10-0 run right now.
Going to get Sykes going.
Sykes, there it is. You called for it. Livers,
the leading scorer, one of the top point guards in the Midwest. He's very, very talented, hard worker. Really a terrific point guard.
Staffy said he might be able to start anywhere in the country. Sykes.
And some statement, a bit of a stretch, but he is an outstanding point guard. Kiefer Sykes can do it all. He got 32 against Wisconsin. He goes to the cup, fades away. Use this great move. Here we go. We got a great camera work. Nice finish. Going to the glass, and you get used the glass. You got more of a margin for error. You kiss it off the glass in the drive.
Mays just picked up that foul for the Phoenix. It's his second. Corner. Murray blocks. Oh, again. Drops it in. Brown, short, Lane rips it down.
I love the pace, though, for the Phoenix. A little deeper, a little more athletic, but
pinned against the glass by Mays. Sykes to the rim, and he's at the line.
Great defense, leaves a good out. Terrific game here. Nice drive inside, but no. House, Mays says, push it ahead, and we go to the cup again. Boom. Stacey Davis. Unbelievable. He's a pogo stick. Mays from Chicago, Illinois, one of the most improved players on the Phoenix. He is doing. He wants to get some light. He doesn't want to. No more sunglasses for him. He wants to get shades off and get a lot of time.
See, I like that better. I like a pin against the glass better than I like it. I prefer that.
Yeah, might have hurt his hand. He's looking at his hand. He might have hit the board after he blocked the shot. I didn't notice it. So
we call him one of the most improved players along one year to the next. Just his consistency every day and the athleticism that we saw right there.
He went on a trip to the Bahamas, as you know, and he played great down there. Alec Brown didn't. Gave him rest to take care of some academics and some other stuff. He had some injuries. And some of the other players got more time, and it helped him a lot.
This is Lamont Jr. He was the one that got blocked a moment ago. Lamont Murray's son, freshman from Los Angeles. Davis blocked again by Mays. That's 3 in a row from Mays. Sykes on the move. Gets it back, drops it in, kicks, and pulled down by Lane. Lane effective at the defensive end, and a push all the way down the floor on Davis.
Greg Mays is on a pogo stick. He's like on a team. Nice block from the perimeter. Stacey Davis, an outstanding player. Come out of the game now. Get a little rest, but he was great. Mays been outstanding. 4 points, 3 blocks. Great defense. They just can't finish down there. A couple of times Sykes got in traffic. He just couldn't finish. Some gaps which were tough. I think Pepperdine's playing very well. A nice job.
Yeah. Absolutely. Both teams 30-29 and 4. Davis, by the way, just went to the bench for Pepperdine. His second foul.
Gonna hurt. Mark Brown's got to be more aggressive. You're right, he's a good player, but be a little more aggressive.
Knocked out. It stays at this end with the Phoenix by 1. Garrett inbounds out high. Love open. Yes. Green leads by 4. Kenneth Lowe into the lineup for for Pepperdine. Both teams deep off the bench in the first half. Knocked away inside. Picked up by Brown. Ahead Sykes. Alone.
Got serious hops, Brent. 44.5-inch vertical for that little guy.
Major trying to answer at the other end.
Thank you.
3.5 before halftime. Green Bay by 6. 9-0 run.
In the West Coast Conference, and it's tough to beat a talented team like Green Bay with your franchise fouls, but it's the right move by Coach Marty Wilson. Take him out. You don't want to get this third now. It's a danger time right now for Pepperdine. They don't want to let this game get away.
Green Bay run after a 10-0 Pepperdine run. Phoenix leading by 6. 4 for Davis from the field, 3 points. Missed the second. 50% for Pepperdine, 43% for Green Bay so far. 3-point number, very good for the Phoenix.
I want to get Sykes going. I want to play for him.
Raises up, left a 3-pointer short.
He's worked on his threes, gotten better, but still that's the one little twinkle in his game. Tremendous penetration, excellent passer.
Lane, nice seal off. That stops the run. Back to within 4. Side Faust. Defender for Pepperdine got his arm in there, team. And a foul in the waves. Major picks it up. Hot shooting in this 3-point land for the Phoenix.
Knocking him in. 6 for 9 from downtown. Really burying him. Love, they're all doing it. Alec Brown, Love, Fulton. A lot of guys are knocking down the 3. And right now, it's really the difference in the game.
Major picking up his first foul. Pepperdine trying to the 1-and-1 is a miss for Faust. And it's basketball down 4, 2.5 before halftime.
I go inside the lane again. Try to get Alec Brown in foul trouble.
Lane is 5 for 5 from the field. Tough shot here, rattles in. He's 6'6".
How about that roll? What was it? Anchorage roll.
Brown, not there. Person clears.
Keep going into lane. He's hot.
Jesperson, tough pass inside. Sykes comes ahead. Oh, got blocks. Faust, I should say, knocked out. Again, Lane been effective both ends. And he's a bit shaken up.
Very talented player. Brendan Lane, 6'9" senior. Rockland, California.
12 points, 5 rebounds for Lane so far.
Get Sykes going.
Yeah, Brown, too. Move Brown, and again, just couldn't finish. And a foul on the rebound. And Jess picked it up.
Nice move by Alec Brown. It was an aggressive, a couple of shots on him. See Lane now. You saw him come down on the foot. Jordan Faust, so tape it. Hopefully he's okay. I don't think it was too serious, but tweaked it a little bit, so hopefully game.
Brown off on the first. Brown, 6 of 11 at the stripe. 7'1" senior. Winona, Minnesota.
2 leading scorers now for Pepperdine are out of the game. Davis and Lane. So it's going to come from.
We've been able to withstand it since Davis went a couple of minutes ago with his second foul.
Did a great job hanging around. I think very, very well.
Jeremy Major, big reason why. Skip pass, Kramer, got it. Under a minute to play, deadlocked at 36. Our sixth tie of this first half. Brown on a three, and he connects.
That's where he's most comfortable. Pick and pop. Nice job by Sykes getting the ball for the jump shot.
Now 7 of 11 beyond the arc for May. They lead by 3. 9-second difference. Came and shot. Major off the heel. And now shot clock off. They can play for one with 15 seconds. Lamont Murray Jr. back. Yes, for Jesperson. And sounds we arrive at halftime. And Pepperdine with some good fortune out the first half. They'll go to the locker room down 1. At the half, Pepperdine and Green Bay in the quarterfinals of this tournament.
First 5 minutes of second half of any game are very important. Now, which team is going to game by the throat?
Jeremy Major. Here's Davis. Get 2 fouls, 1 of 4, 3 points. Leading scorer in the West Conference. Didn't find his rhythm in the opening half. See if he can get things going out of the locker room.
You called it, Brent. You're right. Got it. Came late to a practice, so he didn't start. Missed the first 4 or 5 minutes. Foul trouble. So if he tries too hard, does he get back in sync?
He's got 2 fouls. So too does Malcolm Brooks, one of the starting guards with Major for Pepperdine.
He goes to a 1-2-2 matchup zone. They're doing this because of the big guys they're worried about on Pepperdine, Lane and Davis. Say we don't want to get in foul trouble. Zone. I like that zone by Brian Wardle of Phoenix to try to give him a little change up. Don't let the big guys take over, because Brendan Lane took over in that paint in the second half.
They never hit the rim.
Now they're discussing the shot here. It was at 2, then it was at 24, and now it's at 34. 39-38 Green Bay. Leading by 1. Preseason pick to win the Horizon League. And Wilson's team at Pepperdine, Malibu, California, West Coast Conference is season 4-1 to begin the year. So they put the shot clock at 8. And see that, obviously, they got to get together on this here. We're going to discuss what they can reveal, what the officials can go to the scorer's table to discuss. Observation, I mean, there's not a whole lot to grass to find this time of year up here either for stars. Got it. Shot clock down to 3, 2, launch it, and hit it. That worked out well for Jerry and Pepperdine. 41-39 Waves opening of this second half.
Trying to get Sykes going right now. They got to do it.
Fouls. Too strong. Fouls again. No. Alec Brown blocked by. How good has Lane been at both? It's another block for Brendan Lane. But first things first, that last possession shot clock for Major.
Terrific. He's in traffic. We're all over him between two. Threw up a prayer and was answered.
Mays just picked up his second personal for Green Bay, making 3 on Mays. News.
Nice matchup, Davis and Mays. Side to the big guy.
Major, no look shot, floats it in. Everything going in right now for Major.
Big lead now for Pepperdine, up 4.
Mays, high shot.
A tough shot, that floater. The baseline from 12 feet, that's a tough shot.
Lane, that's his first miss of the night. (43-41) Pepper. The winner of the semifinals against Denver or Harvard. That game to come later tonight. Brown connects.
Terrific three-point shooter. He's comfortable from outside.
He was open before tonight, which was a huge surprise, because as you said, it's his bread and butter. Major door, and Major has caught fire to begin the second half.
How about him? 5 from Pasadena, California, playing his brains out. It's a fabulous junior for Green Bay.
Foul on Pepperdine. 45-40 for 9. Major picked up the foul, and here's Green Bay with Alec Brown knocking one down from outside. But Major, 7 quick ones, second half. Sykes pops out. You bet.
Get him going. You're a Phoenix fan you hate. Let's get him going. He can take over a game. Leading scorer for the Phoenix. He's going to take over.
Phoenix back in front. 7th lead change. Takeaway. Sykes it out. Mays elevates. Spins off towards it. Mays drops it in. House. Russell.
Very important. Get Sykes going, the leading scorer for the Phoenix. Nice down screen. Shoot. Major's doing a good job on him, but can't let him get going. Very talented player for the Phoenix. Leading scorer.
Yeah, 3rd foul coach on Davis, so he goes right back to the bench. Again, has yet to really find the flow tonight.
On the head. As a coach, maybe sometimes you got to take a chance. Let him play a little bit. It's tough to win without him, but they're doing a marvelous job without Stacey Davis making a contribution.
Point is a big reason why. As Davis sits down, he's 1 of 4 threes, 1 rebound. Davis, the leading scorer in the West Coast Conference early on in the season.
Play. Hurt you inside or outside?
Brooks starts in, blocks. Brown runs. Sykes, alley-oop, and the dunk for Mays. Major right back at him. Kept alive and blocks. Green Bay runs again. And lost it. Out of control that time was Carrington Love.
Brian Wardle's yelling. He just. Coach of the Phoenix is saying, hey, what's going on? He's getting mugged.
49-45 Phoenix, nearly 5 minutes into this second half. Kramer, partially blocked by Brown. Defense has really stepped up since they came out of the locker room. Green Bay by 4 at the timeout.
We got a dunk party. When you talk about Hops, you talk about Drake Bays. He's a junior. He's in the.
Davis has had a tough night. Just went to the bench with his 3rd foul. If he's going to have to come alive late. But right now, again on the bench with 3 personals. Hills turned the corner, tried to bank it home. 2 bodies to the deck, and the is Vince Carrick able to take the charge.
How about Green Bay? 3-point land, 9 for 13. Ron 5 free throws, 6 for 13.
Goes back to your point yesterday you made. A lot of kids these days are maybe more interested in, how they look, how the Sox shooting free throws.
Exactly. They don't concentrate. They don't focus. It's not important to their team. When you play golf, you're a big-time golfer. You have a routine. You tee it up, you take a deep breath, whatever you do, boom. They don't have routine, so players, they don't.
Sight trying to shake loose. In and out. Lane clears.
It's been just a hair off. Just in and out, a few shots. Traffic rolling off the rim.
Takeaway. Faust. Mays. On the way in. Now that's healthy, by David Jesperson.
I think a lot of the players are trying to win that the game award.
Ever since Mays heard you say that, he went strong again. Four-point lead for the Phoenix. Sykes is 4 for 10 in the Faust.
Another shot hanging in the rim, looking like last night. Another shots in traffic. Can't finish.
Scoring has slowed down a little bit here in this second half. Lane blocked. Faust ahead to Love. And Love plays it home.
Pace favors Green Bay. Athletic, a little bigger, a little longer, a little more talented.
But Green Bay with 9 blocks in this game. 9 of them. Another takeaway. Love. Kick. Mays again.
Consider a timeout now from Pepperdine. Now Green Bay's on a roll. They're in their rhythm.
8-pointed Phoenix. Timeout. Marty Wilson. 7 minutes into this second half. 53-4.
He's right. I mean, his start was different. He had underhand, which you couldn't do today. Players are too proud. They don't do that. But the point is, you got to have focus. All right, very important. It's got to be important to you. Put in the time, repetition.
Green Bay only 6 of 13. They do lead by 8. They have forced 12 Pepperdine turnovers in this game. Major drops to the baseline. Jumper short from Kramer. Out of stay with Pepperdine.
Major should have shot that one. He was on fire. Had a nice open look right in the lane there. It was unselfish, but you got to shoot that.
Jeremy Major picked up the scoring slack with Davis unable to get on track tonight. Major has 13 on 6 of 9.
Zone here now by Green Bay. Now because they're worried about Stacey Davis. Worried about the big guy. And also Lane, who's not in the game right now.
Scowen short. They got to check a shot here as it went back to 35 off the air ball.
Guys, come on,
They're going to put it back to 10.
Here we go.
Right place, right time for Jesperson, but shot clock can't reset there without it hitting the rim. So 10 to shoot, inbound for Major. Davis back in there, 3 fouls. He's got 3 points. He averages nearly 20 against 5 on the shot clock. Major with 3. Major on a 3. Tapped out, and an easy bucket for Jesperson.
Time Stacey Davis did a nice job keeping the offensive rebound alive.
.47. Brown through the lane, finish. Back up, no. Kept the line, and Kenneth Lowe finally stayed with it and scored.
Shot by Kenneth Lowe. Say freshman, little shots.
Knocked away on the entry pass by Brown.
Danger time for Pepperdine. Now they got to get a stop.
Vince Garrett, short. Tap in. Lowe again. Count it. Kenneth Lowe bringing it off the Green Bay bench. For Green Bay, interesting here. The Great Alaska Shootout MVP back in 1993, Purdue, was a guy named Kenneth Lowe. How about that?
Amazing.
Nate, our stats guy. See, you don't get that everywhere.
No, Nate was on the injured reserve list. He was sick, and we were lost. And we were in trouble. We were ready to jump into Cook Inlet, but he got back and he put everything together. Great to have Nate back. It was the basketball team for Alaska.
Flew for a couple of days, but come back strong. Scowen rattles out, pulled down by Vince. Garrett, stick back. Alec Brown. It's 14 for Brown.
Best players on the bench right now. Stacey Davis. Big problems right now for the Pepperdine Waves.
Takeaway, Low. The activity, he's the bench. Carrington, Love. Brown saved it. Low kicks it out. Fulton, two. Malcolms connects on a three.
Out from Brooklyn, New York, 6'5" junior in transition. Needed that badly. And got to get a couple of stops.
Threads his way in.
Tough shot.
The 12, largest of the game for Green Bay. Tough one. Brendan Lane had to have that. Love got a loop through. Whistle of foul. 2:52, 9:12 left of the game. And Fulton, that's what he can bring to the.
Fulton could also hit the downtown shot. Nice boost. 5'10" junior Philadelphia. Stacey Davis, we see on the bench. Stacey's had a really, really miserable night. He's a wonderful young man, but do anything right. Couldn't get going. You hit it on the head, friend. Couldn't get into his rhythm.
1 of 5. Second one rolls off from Love. 63-50 Green Bay with a 9 to play in the game. Winner to the semifinals against either Denver or Harvard. That game comes up next here on CBS Sports Network. Laying the baseline through an arm bar from Mays. That's one of those rules that they have stiffened on this season. Love gets a seat on the bench. 19-7. Phoenix run here.
Green Bay's back 2-2 zone. Do that on their out-of-bounds defense so they don't give up easy baskets.
Jesperson knocked away by Faust. Shot clock at 12 for Major. Blocked again by Mays. That's his fourth.
Protecting the rim. Very athletic. Craig Mays. Major gets in there. Boom. Faust is ready to get it. Another one for Greg Mays.
Off the inbound takeaway by Faust. One with Fulton. Right back to Sykes, who sends it in. Turned it over. 21-7 Green Bay. They lead by 13, their largest.
And we see excellent defense, good fouls. He pushes ahead. You know, Sykes got a 44.5-inch vertical. Send it home. Send it home.
16th Pepperdine turnover. Only 4 for Green Bay.
Anytime you're under 10, Grant, it's terrific.
Got it. (23-7) on the run. The lead 15. And Stacey Davis, top player for Pepperdine, on the bench with 4 personals. Fouls takes it away from Jesperson.
Another steal by Fouls.
Showtime for Greg Mays. Timeout.
Great emotion by the Phoenix. Emotion sometimes can get a little bit tilted.
Had the dunk a moment ago. 13 points for him. They've gotten 14 from Mays, 16 from Alec Brown.
Sykes averaged 21 points a game, so he's a scoring point guard. He's a points guard, not a point guard. Points guard. Wants his points.
And again, gotta mention it. Stacey Brooks rises and hits on a 3. Stacey Davis, leading scorer in the early game for Pepperdine, on the bench with 4 fouls and only 3 points tonight.
Now, I think when you get down this many points, roll the dice a little bit. That would be my thought. But certainly, Marty Wilson knows his team better. So, but when you get down that, you got to gamble.
Mays can. He's got 16. Making a bid. Pete Gillen's Moose Award after the
game. Over the court. Fabulous job for Greg Mays, the junior from Chicago, Illinois.
It's tough to get blocks around here. Officially, it still says 3, but Pete, we clearly 4th there.
I thought he got the 4th now. Faust was in the traffic too, but I would give it to Mays, but it is tough.
Van Dyke. You bet.
Nice set play out of the hustle. Out of the huddle. Marty Wilson did an excellent job. Marty just got to continue to recruit.
Jeff Van Dyke, freshman from California, now 4 of 11 beyond the arc this year. Knocked out. Official calls. We stay with Green Bay. They lead by 13.
Pepperdine has a bright future. Jerry Major, the freshman, 5'10" point guard, is very easy. Davis, 6'6" sophomore, leading scorer in the West Coast Conference, as you mentioned before. So a bright future, but they still got to get a little bit more help, I think.
Brown, way off that. And Pepperdine basketball. He's gotten some nice efforts in the absence, really, of Stacey Davis. They've gotten points and 10 boards from Brendan Lane, 8 points, 10 rebounds for Jesperson, 13 points from Major. Just not enough. Fouls. Nearly got another one, yeah.
He had almost his 3rd steal. Very active, terrific rebounder, offensive player, but he does an excellent job defensively and on the boards.
I think he and Alec Brown have bowled up on defense in the second half.
Yep, they did an excellent job. But Alec Brown is just a different player.
Garrett, the second scorer. Floats in and 1. Jeremy Major.
Right spot tonight for the Pepperdine Waves is Jeremy Major attacking the basket, throwing it up there. Nice soft touch. Excellent finish for the freshman, California.
Davis comes back with 4 fouls. Again, only 3 points. 73-60. It's not over yet here. 5 to play. Davis back in there. Vince Kemp.
That was...
Davis, yeah, he wants it. Just wasting no time.
I'm frustrated right now for sure. As you know, Davis is the emotional leader of Pepperdine. He's only a sophomore, but the players really look up to him. When he's in the river not playing well, it really hurts.
Really worked hard on his jumper to become more effective. You talked off the top, his inside-outside game. Kind of grooming him to be the face of the program, really. That's what we discussed with Marty Wilson today. Sykes picks third.
Little pressure here by Pepperdine. Zone.
73-62. Can the late run here in the final 4.5 minutes.
Go back to a zone. I like it. Change your pace. Shoot from the outside. They're making some tonight, but they can improve it.
Brown, turn around.
Shot. Brown's got a roll tonight. It's your man, Brent.
16 points off that triple-double. It's Minnesota Duluth.
Not great, but still 16-16. But you're right, he's a very good player. Pro scouts are looking at him. He's just more aggressive.
Davis, turn around. You bet. Davis. It's that emotion you talked about. Can't trade ball here.
From Green Bay, take your time. Well, best friend if you're Green Bay. The biggest enemy if you're Pepperdine.
Winner gets Denver or Harvard in the semifinals. That game is next here on CBS Sports Network from Alaska. Brown. Yes.
Yeah, he's like a 6'5" wing and a 7-foot body.
Lane goes with the left.
Ooh, man, nice move. Brendan Lane's doing his shit.
78-66, under 3 to play. Brown again, feeling it, spins out. And that's offensive. And that's Davis, and he's done. Brian Wardle's team up by a dozen. Stacey Dave out for Pepperdine as they try to make a late run.
Quite simple.
Only played 18 minutes.
2.5 to play. Green Bay, look at that number, 10 blocks, 12 steals tonight for the Phoenix. Pride themselves on field goal defense, blocking shots, turnover margin, all things that they were at the top of the last year, and we've seen it, all of it really wrapped into one here tonight.
Then 10 for 19 from three-point territory. That's just the...
That I didn't see coming. You?
No, I didn't either. 30%, as we mentioned before, from three-point land coming into the game. That's
a foul on. It's been you mentioned his active hands. Too active.
Not threes now. If you're Pepperdine, look for a three.
Kramer. And that was in. Quick timeout, Marty Wilson. Gets it back to single digits at 78-69 with 1:56. Freshman on Pepperdine's squad this year and 1 junior college transfer. 8 of the 12 players playing in their first year in the program. Some growing pains with Pepperdine, yet they came in 4-1 their best 5-game starts until 4-0, their only loss to San Jose State.
He didn't call it one. He's trying to clear the guy off me. Good call by the officials. I thought it was close, but good call. He's getting fouled, getting mugged.
Yep.
Clear himself away, and good call.
Sykes knocks in the first.
I like the fact that the officials looked at it, though. They want to clean it up and make sure there's no unintentional or intentional fouls that somebody can get hurt.
11-point lead, both down. 1:50 remaining.
Little three-quarter court, one zone press by Green Bay. Back to the zone. Just want to make them shoot from the outside.
We good. We good. We good.
Foul on Alec Brown. He's got 19 points on 7 of 15, 4 of 5 on threes. Kramer. Yes. 8:72 with 1.5 minutes to play. And a quick foul by Major. Sykes back to the keeper. Sykes, 73% foul shooter, and fourth the stripe in this one. Make it 5 of 5 and the lead at 9. To 21 at the stripe for Green Bay tonight, getting a little bit better. 6 for Kiefer Sykes. 1-point game and a turnover. And a quick foul again. And he commits it on Sykes. 82-72 with 1:20 left, and barring a miracle, Green Bay with the semifinals against the winner of our next one here on CBS Sports Network at midnight Eastern between Harvard and Denver. Ryan Wardle, fantastic playing career at Marquette. 4th season here at Green Bay. Pete Gillen's mighty moose of the game is coming up in moments.
Once again, it could be just a guy, a role player. Doesn't have to be the leader or the best player. Somebody that was a big contributor to the victory for their team.
Maybe a glue guy.
Glue guy. You're the glue guy. CBS Sports Network. You're all over the place. Right? With the strongest men in the world.
I don't think they could find anyone else to do it, Coach.
You're in Hawaii. You're in the studio. You're omnipresent. You're here in Alaska.
Appreciate it. Lane the finish, 84-74. Quick timeout. 6 to play.
Kramer tried to shoot some threes for sure. Little point guard made to get some threes. That's what they got to do to get back in here now. They get it in, got to give a foul. Give a foul.
Into Brown, yeah, they're able to foul him. He's 5 of 10 from the line before the night began, and he's 1 of 2 tonight there. 3-point shooting has been a story. We've mentioned it through Green Bay, 10 of 19 on threes. Pepperdine, 10 of 20.
Teams are nailing them. We got a foul. 50% in this young season, 5 for 10.
2 here, the lead at 11. Ryan Wardle calling out to his defense, no threes. Major to the rim. Lane the tip in. And Brendan Lane now with 20 point game, and he's only missed twice.
Got a great game. You can see where Pepperdine would have those two big guys rolling. And the talented point guard, Jerry May, well, get a little more help from some of the other guys. Whether it's Kramer hitting some jump shots or Brooks, Van Dyke, they get a little more help. They're going to be a competitive team in the West Coast Conference. Tough league, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zaga, Aries, BYU, San Francisco, solid. Marin, Max Good is announced. They're competitive, so it's a tough conference.
Kramer. Got it. 79. 8-point game, 45 seconds. And there's the foul by Scowen.
Your Green Bay got to try not to get fouled.
Kramer has had quietly a pretty nice night as he just knocked in his three of the game. First free throw good for Carrington Love. Got them both. 89-70. 40 seconds left. Lane. They continue to knock in threes. Needs some missed free throws. Timeout at 89-82. 38.5 left, and Pepperdine really making the Phoenix. 89-82. Now 12 of 22 on threes from Artie Wilson's team. Brent 23 points. Get it into Sykes. Major commits it. 23 points. 11 of 13. Pepperdine Waves up in really the absence for much of the night of Stacey Davis, who fouled out.
Stacey playing from the beginning, so practice on time, etc. Who knows what would have happened? Green Bay, but would have been very, very interesting.
Sykes now with 20 points. Davis frustrating for him, but he's going to have a lot of good numbers. West Coast Conference. This has been money in the free throw line. 10 of 10. So they started off that 13th in the line, but they've stepped it up down the stretch. Major cleanly in the bucket.
Green Bay, try to get in, throw it ahead if you can.
Another timeout. Still have a couple left here. 31 seconds. Green Bay calls time. 81-84 and round 7 with 31 seconds left. Problem is the Phoenix continue to make their free throw.
Game's never over with the three-point shot. Get ahead now.
Able to escape that foul by Lane. Green Bay getting 2 shots every time and then killing this comeback opportunity for Pepperdine.
You gotta finish it.
The moment we talked about some of these teams, not interested in practice free throws,
right?
Green Bay has caught fire at the line.
Well, did a real nice job tonight. Nice job on the free throw line. Coming into the game, they were 60%, as you know, so did a much better job tonight.
6 of 13. Since then, Coach, they are 17 in their last 20. And continues to pour it in. Another 3. Now Green Bay timeout with 21.4. It's 93-87.
Coach Warrazy on the sideline.
He had 1 double-figure game. He transfers over. This year he's been double figures every single game. And tonight he's got 26 on 12 of 14.
Chance to play. Go it ahead and keep it in the air.
Need a foul. Mays the dunk. And that's 95-87. Final 12 seconds. Major through the lane, lays it in. Now 75-8 with a 9.8. Get it into Love. Free and clear until the foul there on Kramer.
Throw it ahead. Yelling at him. Throw it ahead, Carrington. Game's over if you throw it ahead.
Pepperdine did about everything they could in this game to stretch it out. Finally able to break it, and Mays dunks it.
Greg Mays, good a job. It's his 18th point.
Greg Mays, 8 of 13 tonight with those 18 points. One of 5 figures. 87-89, final 5 seconds. Major, short, Garrett rebound. Game over. Brian Wardle's team improves to 3-1 with an opening round win.